are your guys' names?
I'm Greg.
I'm Wheaton.
And why don't you tell me a little bit about what you guys are working on?
We're here to save the school.
Mass murder-suicides by students and homemade bombs being detonated by the chemistry department. I wanted to get to the bottom of these stories and figure out what was really going on. But little did I know, these stories were just the tip of the iceberg. When I arrived in Texas City, I made my way through the demilitarized zone and onto the campus. Given all the horror stories I had read about this place, I was quite shocked to find two young men simply sitting in their front yard, playing instruments and singing. The two men were quite apprehensive when they first saw me, but once I explained who I was and that I meant them no harm and was not there to steal their food or, in their words, have my way with their manservant, they agreed to take me in and show me around their campus. I had no idea how much these events would change my life.
Now, you've got about 5 seconds to explain who you are before I have to use this thing.
What are your names and majors?
My name is Greg Hefner. I was, an architecture major here at Tanner College.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that all you have to say?
I mean, I guess there's
involved,
more to me than that, but I thought this was more of a
Hi,
base level.
I'm Wheaton Jatarius Scuppernong II. I'm a fourth-year prestige here at Tanner. I am majoring in gender and sexuality studies with a concentration in ecosexuality. I'm secretary and treasurer of the squash team. I'm vice president of the Student Government Association. And Vice President of the Student Government Association. And I'm also the president of the Tanner Indigence Transcendence Project, which is what we're here. It's type P. It's TITP. There's no S.
P's like in psychology.
Wait, can we cut that out in post?
Tits.
Why do you think Tanner got so bad?
Are you talking about the financial crash or the dying?
What?
Well, I think what happened here is, this is just what happens when an institution is financially irresponsible for the better part of 2 decades.
I'm sorry. I just don't think it's right to blame the entire institution. I mean, if you want to do it, if you want to do it in like a metonymic sense, you can do that. But really, it's more as a result of irresponsible behavior on the part of the faculty and staff. When you talk about the school, it makes it sound like the students are at fault.
So you're saying that it's not entirely due to financial reasons that Tanner had to close?
No.
Right, I would agree. I think that you also have to attribute it to the fact that the ecosexuality majors performed a mass murder-suicide.
We want to go here. Now,
How are you supposed to recruit students when you've had a murder-suicide involving an entire department, except for you, I might add. An entire department is dead. How does that not have an impact on a school?
Listen, man, if you want to start hawking your verbal violence, if you want to start getting on your crazy alt-right conspiracy train, then I would ask that you calmly choo-choo so that I might remove myself from the stampeding track of your crazy train before I am smushed beneath the locomoting engine
I
of
just don't
pain and
understand
idiocy that you're currently
how
piloting.
you can act like an entire department of students dying doesn't have an impact.
I don't know how you can
on
act
a college financially.
like what is this like?
I'm
What is this
explaining
conspiracy theory
what
bullshit?
happened to Tanner. This
Okay.
college was
Listen to me,
financially
Alex,
responsible.
Alex, zoom in. Do your little. Are you zoomed in?
I got you.
Okay. You ever heard of a little place called Colgate University?
No.
You ever heard of it?
School's named after a toothpaste. That's all.
Colgate University is responsible for the death of Tanner, the dying at Tanner, and, just formally ruining both of our lives. Colgate University is a terrorist organization funded by Big Dental. Colgate University has the lowest diversity rate out of any university in North America.
It's the whitest school in the country, and we're not talking about teeth.
You ever wonder why 90% of the dentists agree? It's because it's Colgate. It's all propaganda. It's all big dentistry. You ever wonder why after 2001 our fluoride rates jumped 200%? I can't even eat soft foods. If I do, they come out my pores and I have to put it in a doggy bowl for a lager ball. You tell me if that's okay.
I've also had some teeth-related issues.
Not okay. And we're just sitting around. We're not even attacking the root of the problem. We're going to come for them as soon as we fix things here. Okay, so in the Princeton Review, right, they review every school and they put them in a list, and in the Northeastern Conference of liberal arts schools under 100,000 people, we are ranked 200. Used to be 201 because Colgate was 200. And then last year, coincidentally, before the dying, we swapped. That's not even getting into how President Samantha Hyde is involved with the Middle East. She's involved with China. She's involved with Colgate. She's playing everyone.
Allegedly.
I've done a lot of work on this, okay? I've done a lot of work on this, and I want to share this with the world, Alex. Will you allow me to do this? Greg, where's the cork board?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, all right. I'm sure it's pretty easy to find.
How often does he do this?
Every day. Sometimes twice.
I found it, you moron! You imbecile! Look at this. This is my chef d'oeuvre, as the French would say. What you will be seeing now is the fruit of my labor and tuber of my loins. What you see before you is a corkboard of all of the information regarding Colgate, China, Iran, and other such malicious actors who have plotted to take down one of the last bastions of freedom. Today, I shall elucidate you in the truth behind the Tanner conspiracy. This will be my gestural implement for the day. You can see it says Oral-B. It also doubles as a weapon. Put this in someone's eye. Well, you know what Gandhi says. We got this off of a runner down by the northeast quadrant of campus. We can't say for sure he was part of Colgate, but we do know that Oral-B is in cahoots with them. You got to corner the market somehow by acquiring smaller companies. You can create an artificial sense of choice in the market. It's just economy 101. We learn stuff like this here at Tanner. We're free thinkers. We have big brains. They measure them. He was running some acidic liquids as well. He tried to pass them off as Greg, what's that stuff called that you swallow and you spit? No, But yeah, so as you can see here from where we're unraveling the problem, this all begins with comparisons between certain statistics in Texas City and Hamilton, New York. The crime per 1,000 residents is a cool 734.96, whereas at Hamilton it's only a 7.81. You can see statistics like this popping up all over the world. Just look at Afghanistan when it was occupied by the Russians. You take the issues you have in your domestic life and you push them somewhere else. This quite honestly comparable to the rape of Africa by Europe during the early 20th century. We ourselves are being pillaged by these New Yorkians. Gum disease per 1,000 residents. They don't have many, but we have a lot. We don't have access to toothpaste. They've cut off all of our Crest accounts, which I'll get to that in a minute. Then we have Ben Cohen. Went to Colgate, did not graduate, that's all right. He is one half of the founders of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Think about it. Big sugar, bigger cavities. You laughing at me? What is Ben and Jerry's a part of? Big sugar. What does big sugar cause? Bigger cavities. What do bigger cavities cause? The dental industry. And who has to fix those cavities? Colgate graduates, 9 out of 10 dentists, and after the garrotings of '09 at Crest University, now no one else is qualified. I don't know how, I don't remember who this guy is. I think he's the head of the linguistics department or something. That doesn't matter to me. 4 out of the 5 last domestic terror attacks happened in Texas City, Ohio. He's a turncoat sent in by the Chinese. They're also trying to contact the chthonic overlords of the subterranean realms. Freemason lodges, a battalion of mole people. The ice cream truck demolition of '98. They've made everybody think that Venezuela is a failed state. We're trying to scrub this out. Not only can they create the toothpaste golem, on, in, during, before, above, we're a fucking prepositional nightmare. I mean, can I get a round of applause? Dead. Let's not talk about that. Furthermore, if we look at the Daily Torch, we can... Greg, did you put the Statue of Liberty on my corkboard?
Yep.
Why?
I just thought it was interesting.
After hearing Wheaton's ramblings, I realized that I needed to take a step back and better get to know these two individuals before moving forward. I decided to start with Greg due to the fact that, despite the assault I had just witnessed, he seemed like the reasonable one.
Why did you join TIT-P?
Well, the reason that I'm fighting for the survival of Tanner College is that I have a lot of credits that simply won't transfer to any other schools. I'm the only architecture major in the history of this school. And because of that, there wasn't a lot of oversight over my curriculum. And I don't think many other schools will look kindly upon the fact that all of my exams were administered using Legos.
Yeah, this is me before I changed my major. This is just like 3.5 years ago, you know. I was originally a reverse manifest destiny major here. We, along with this year we had 3, the 2 Native American students here. And I got all the way up to my capstone project, which was we were going to go out to Texas and retake the Alamo and establish it as a satellite campus. And like this time around, that actually ended up working out, you know. I took out this 80-year-old guard. I've still got one of his ribs up there as a keepsake. And it was great, you know. We were able to take it over. And that was the first time that I had liberated a soul from its body. And it wasn't until we went to a little mom and pop diner called La Putas Gringas. I had a bad burrito, and I was in bed having like these strange visions. This blue woman came to me, and she said, "Wheaton, you will have an awakening in the spring." And sure enough, I did. It was then that I heard about the ecosexuality major, and I was like, I gotta take this. And here I am, changed man ever since. Like just look at this. Back in high school, I was such a fad. I thought I was so cool. I used to work out. I used to think that might made right. I used to think that like talking to women made me powerful because of my pheromones. Now I've realized that this is just unnatural. Like metal on my mouth. I don't need to eat meat. Glass on my eyes. I don't need to see.
So, as you can see, this is the Burj Khalifa, of course, the building in Dubai that is the tallest building in the world. Of course, not to scale. Yeah, this has just been something I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Finally got enough Legos to finish the thing off. This was actually my capstone project until everything went sideways with the school. So this is what my 4 years of education have been building towards. Yeah, it took me a while to find all the Legos. I've just been gathering them from the remains of, whoever.
So this was the inaugural photo of the tight peas. Put our fist in the air to symbolize that we will not be taken advantage of anymore. I was pretty proud. I thought it was a kind of an original gesture. The one fist down, the one fist up. Powerful, stoic.
You know that's not original, right?
What do you mean?
That's like been a thing forever. Jesse Owens.
He's the track runner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fist in the air, very famously.
When?
All throughout history, people have put their fist in the air. That's
No,
original.
you're messing with me.
The guys started off my tour of campus by taking me to a good old-fashioned protest. The protest took place at the office of their president, Hyde Hall. Once they had retrieved their signs from their hiding spots, the protesting began. For the first few minutes, the two of them were protesting somewhat equally, although after a few minutes, Greg decided to sort of check out and let Wheaton handle this one. His ramblings were similar to that of the corkboard. They were ultra-specific and incredibly hard to describe. For that reason, I will let his words speak for themselves.
Oppressing me, their hegemony. They fucking put it in the GSA. You know, I got kicked out of that too. Apparently you could be too homosexual, which is what I is. They said, "Oh, Wheaton, you can't climb on the desks in the middle of our meeting about allocating funds and start kissing men." It's like, well, what am I here for? Told this school 100 times now that I'm sick of how it treats me and the people I love. Just because I care about plants, you know, I have to whip it out. What do we want? What do we want? And when do we want it? We want it now. I won't wait anymore. I won't wait!
After Wheaton was done protesting, he realized that I had some professional-grade photography equipment and insisted that I get some shots for his future SGA campaign. After this, the guys put their signs back in their hiding spots and continued my tour of campus. Tanner College's mascot is the torchbearer, which for some reason Wheaton had a problem with. They took me to see their torchbearer statue so that I could understand this issue. However, as expected, Wheaton got a little sidetracked on the way there.
Newsflash! Dinosaurs returned to campus. Back before last semester ended, the environmental science students released volatile weather balloons into the air, causing the Little Ice Age and wiping out more than 33% of campus. These soft boys roamed the earth and ate flesh and plant alike, threatening to bring further Armageddon than the dying already promised. When the Torch Society returned, they brought peace to the lands by destroying these fellows and bringing back a semblance of order and autocracy. Now, they're seen as the de facto rulers of the fragmented kingdoms. So we're in the Tanner Red Light District right now. I mean, this is what being an ecosexual is all about. This place is just a menagerie of pleasure. Most Tanner students, Friday, Saturday nights, they like to go to the club, they like to get crunk, they like to ruin their bodies in nature. Me, I'm a plant person of more discerning taste, right? This is what it's all about right here. Hey, Donna, meet Alex. He's doing a documentary on us. No, I'm not ready for that yet. Is Sharona ready? Oh, really? Okay. I'm willing to try anything. Yeah, sure. Flesh for flesh, am I right, Donna? Bam! 3 smackaroos. That should be good, right? All right. I'll see you on the way out.
I wake up, my shoulder's cold. I've got to leave here before I go. I pull my shirt on, walk out the door, drag my feet along the floor. I pull my shirt on, walk out the door, drag my feet along the floor. Then I see you, you're walking across the campus, cool professor studying romances. How am I supposed to pretend I never want to see you again? How am I supposed to pretend I never want to see you again?
This is the communications building. After the dying, all the astronomy students congregated here and tried to contact extraterrestrials to take them away from campus. It didn't work. Now the whole place smells like beef.
But they have great satellite TV. Oh, look at that. Look.
Oh, I know what that is.
What is it?
The SIGEPs are signaling a ceasefire with the DTFs.
That'll never work.
No. They're signaling that they're ready to receive. See that mountain of corpses by the Cosby building?
No.
You know what that is?
No.
So you know all the Harry Potter Club kids, right?
Yeah.
So after the dying, they all sort of congregated there because it's the closest thing to Hogwarts we got on campus. Every day, ostensibly, I mean, this is just what I heard from Stocko, they're basically pushing people out like a Scandinavian ad of stupid to see if they have
Oh my
the
God.
power to... Wait, hold on a second. There it is. Mammon incarnate. Think I should take that guy out?
No. Don't disturb him. You should never interrupt a man during prayer. Such a fascinating ritual.
Kind of serene.
So fascinating. You never know what you're going to see here. That's why we love it. That's why we love Tanner.
Here we are at the torchbearer. It's our mascot. It's pretty stupid. I would have preferred a green man, an imp, something symbolizing primordial ascent from nature, but instead we get this monument to
Masterpiece.
vanity. Somehow, in spite of countless bankruptcies, in spite of a conspiracy by the United States government and Colgate and my mother, this fucking flame has not yet gone out. We don't have the funds to house people. We don't have the funds to stop a fucking leadership society from becoming a weed smoking club. But apparently we do to pipe $1 million worth of natural gas 24 hours a day, 365 days a week, in spite of the wind and the rain and the squalls and the spits and the numerous wayfarers who wander through this place. The fucking flame never goes out. In spite of the eradication of my major, the cynosure status of a fucking weed smoking club, and the fact that I have to be stuck here with the only architecture major in the history of this school.
Back when I was a sophomore, I was working on the school newspaper. I was writing my first article, and they said, "Hey, we really are struggling for readers, kind of. So could you kind of, create some controversy, stir the pot a little?" So I decided to do my top 10 ranking of torch-bearing statues across the globe. This bad boy right here was number 3. It was number 4, Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. I actually wrote and published that the reason the Statue of Liberty turned green was that it had turned green with envy, that this statue right here. And boy, you better believe that caused quite a stir. I received a cease and desist letter from the Statue of Liberty's legal team. You wouldn't really think about a statue having a legal team, but my God, I thought my parents' divorce was litigious. Multi-purpose right there.
Greg, come help me topple the patriarchy. Help me fix this school, Greg.
Dude, you're gonna hurt yourself. You okay? Are you okay?
No.
Hey, take it easy.
Here,
I-
can you adjust my... There we go.
Are you really into
I'm gonna
butt shit?
leverage
What
it.
is this?
Ah!
You good?
Yeah. I think I have some low blood sugar. I'm gonna call alarm. Will you want anything?
No.
Not getting any reception. I gotta get the electrons flowing. This should be good. Alarm ball? Hey, sweetie. Could you make some chickpeas for me? No, Greg doesn't want any. I told you, no. Did you just get my guitar ready? I want us to learn the song for Keaton. You know where Nero's corpse went? I couldn't find that either. Okay, alright. Put your wig on? It's the blonde one. Yeah, but wear the underwear too. Okay, alright, I love you. Okay, alright, you hang up. Okay, bye!
Say what you will about the Torch Society, it is nice to have a neutral ground on campus.
Yeah, well, come talk to me once they stop violating the Geneva Conventions and genociding plant lives, okay? Talk to me once they stop losing our shit. If you're gonna be a central authority,
just act like it. I mean, we've got to go in and talk to him about our missing supplies.
Talk to who?
The Oracle.
Hey, Greg, how's it going,
What's
man?
up?
Hey, what's up? Hey, Wayne, what's poppin'?
Hey man.
Welcome back.
So, I am the Oracle. People simply refer to me as the Oracle. That is my name. That is how I go. The Torch Society here at Tanner College is a leadership group that was founded at the very beginning. And it hasn't changed much since the start of the dying. We're moving supplies around. We're getting people their individual health needs. We're doing many things to try and keep our population alive. We didn't think we'd have to do that when we signed up to come to this school, but here we are. And someone's got to take charge. If two groups are having a conflict, they come here to deal with it. I invite the leaders in here, try to settle this as a civilized unit. You know, we're basically the arbiters of campus.
You know where food went, Pete?
I believe the anime Dynamo took it again. They've been doing it for their past 4 shipments that we've tried to get in here from the Chinese embassy. The anime Dynamo just keep intercepting it, and it's becoming a real problem. One of our couriers came back with a katana wound straight to his face. Fortunately, I think the only way you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to China yourself.
Some people have said that the Torch Society is nothing but a stoner society. What do you have to say in response to that?
I think that is absolutely bullshit. There is no truth to these allegations. All we smoke here is CBD. I 100% guarantee you of that.
How do you account for the countless loss of ecological lives here? You know, regardless of if this is indeed marijuana or not, you're obviously immolating hemp in order to provide a sort of transcendent experience for yourself. Don't you think that's rather selfish, if not genocidal?
Since weed is not a sentient being, I take no...
Do you have documentation of that? What is the Torch Society's plan to handle the encroaching collector threat in the southwest quadrant of campus?
The southwest quadrant is a very active war zone right now as we speak. We have some guys going down there to sort of scope things out and see if we can find any negotiations going along.
How would you describe your relationship with the Chinese embassy?
I'd say we're pretty tight.
How would you describe your relationship with the anime club? No one has been seen going in or out of sorority village in months. However, we have heard rumors that the Torch Society has been granted access. How do you respond to these rumors?
This is true. We have gone into the sororities, yes. We've been shipping them supplies through all this. They're trying to stay safe and keep themselves out of harm from the Pi Kappa Confederacy. They're really giving us some trouble right now.
What kind of supplies have you been delivering to the sorority village?
Well, we've been mainly delivering marijuana.
I thought you said you didn't have any marijuana here. Do you have anything to say about the claims that the Torch Society eradicated the remnants of Campo following the dying?
There is no truth to those allegations whatsoever. We were simply in attendance.
Is there any truth to the gossip that you laced the Kingdom of Athleta's weed supplies with fentanyl in an effort to end their lives and reclaim the Bloodsport Arena for Torch Society grounds?
Greg, what the fuck is this, man? I thought this was gonna be chill. Why you guys asking me all these fucking questions, man?
Well, is there any truth to it?
No, of course there's no fucking truth to that.
Is it true that you assassinated 3 of the kings from the feudal RA dynasties?
This is so fucking bullshit. Y'all come into my fucking house and piss me off. Yeah, that's right. I got a fucking hatchet. Get the goddamn fuck out of my goddamn house. Get the hell out of here. What the hell are you still doing in here? Get the hell out.
After being chased out of the Torch Society, I made my way to a nearby location to conduct a previously agreed upon interview. Greg and Wheaton instructed me on how to get back to their house after I was done, and we went our separate ways.
My name is Nadia Michaels, and I was the SGA president at Tanner College before they shut down. It was a pretty good school. It was a pretty good experience. It definitely was more so the people that I met, really, really cool people, and really great professors who really cared about you and wanted to help you out. You know, they weren't necessarily paid very well, which is unfortunate.
Why do you think the school closed down?
Wow, there's so many things. I guess really there was just these consistent patterns of irresponsible spending by the administration and the board.
Would you place a good deal of the blame on the erratic behavior of Madam President Samantha Hyde.
Oh my gosh. Please don't even get me started on that woman. Yes, my short answer is yes.
Okay. What do you have to say to accusations that it was the SGA is responsible for the closure of the school?
Wait, people are saying that? That's ridiculous. No, that SGA, at least the campaign that I worked with, tried to convince the administration to take a better look at their budget, to speak more with students about what they actually wanted versus like random things that they thought would be good for the school to have, like random statues all over the campus. Like, it's ridiculous. No, I do not think so.
What do you have to say that it was your fault?
Wait, people are saying that?
Yes.
Who? Can I ask who?
Wheaton Scuppernong.
Okay, well, there's your problem. That guy's pretty crazy. I have some choice words for him, but to be honest, I think he's had it out for me ever since I beat him in the elections.
Could you tell us the techniques he employed in his campaign for SGA?
Yeah, no, this guy wanted to start a commune on campus. First of all, it was gonna cost like millions of dollars. I think it was like 20 million, I don't know. And I was just scared it was gonna end up being a bunch of weird white people doing weird things on campus. Like it scared me, so I shut that down. If that gives you any idea of his campaign, that was the main thing it was based on, so.
Well, Wheaton says that you don't like him because you're a homophobe. What do you have to say to that?
Wheaton's not gay. I'm sorry, like. He was getting too much heat in the election for being a straight white male, and this was his solution. I'm a homophobe? Okay.
What do you think of Colgate University?
I've never heard of them.
So tell us about where you are now.
Well, right now I'm currently enrolled in a law school right outside of Texas City. I only had one semester left when all this stuff went down, so I found another school nearby that would transfer my credits, and I was able to graduate, so.
How do you feel about the fact that there are still people eking out a living on campus, even though it's been shut down for almost a year now?
Well, I mean, I guess all I have to say to that is good luck. I feel bad for them, I guess. I don't know what they're holding on to necessarily, but I think that they just need to move on and understand that what's been done is done, and it might even be for the best.
Is it true that before the school shut down, you were a member of the Torch Society?
The Torch Society?
The honor group on campus.
Oh, yeah, yes. I was indeed. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much it was He does this like once a week. No, just ignore him. Just ignore him. No. He does this like literally once a week.
After this confrontation, Wheaton simply vanished. Once I made it back to our house, I confronted him about it, and he simply refused to acknowledge that it even happened, and he genuinely seemed to believe that. With night fast approaching, Greg and Wheaton decided to prepare for the long night ahead.
Yeah, Greg, it's starting to get pretty dark out there. I think we should set the barricades up for the night.
All right.
So we live on the border to the Pi Kappa Confederacy, which is bad news for us. Because ever since the sorority girls closed up shop in their little Ivory Coast, they'll go after anything with a whisper of estrogen. According to Torch Society regulations, as long as we put one of these bad boys up in the window, they legally cannot enter, kind of like a vampire. The last time we forgot to put one of these up, they came in and drilled another Foreman Magnum in my manservant Nero's frontal lobe. I was distraught for weeks. We should get some tape.
All right.
Well, Alex, Greg, and I are just pleased as punch to have a guest after 2 semesters and the little ice age. We just thought it would be wonderful if we could show you the room that we had a log ball prepare for you. So come on down. All right, are you ready for the big reveal? Greg.
Has that been here since Gitan used it?
Why is it my job to clean it up?
Well, I asked Alagabal, but I asked you to make the room, but I asked you to come down to check if everything was good.
This seems like, I think this is...
You think, please don't look, it's fine, please, you get that fucking thing down, pizza. Fuck! Anyway, welcome to your room, come on in, it's just... Everything's fine. Just you take a look right here. We have your bedspread set for you. I know you're from the city, so you might get lonely. So we got you a little comfort rhino right here. He's very, very cuddly. Oh, that's a barricade.
Dang, this thing's really on.
Do you think we'd have? Just keep working it, Greg. Do you think we'd have two beds here? These are barricades, okay? Don't ask questions. Just be thankful for what you have. Just maybe get some. Can you get some B-roll right now or something like over there?
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Why don't you go and shove this up your ass? Okay.
As entertainment goes, both Halo 4 and Halo Wars, we don't have any thing to play them on, but you could always read the box.
There's also some fun little booklets that about.
I use those.
What did you use them for?
I had to wipe some stuff up. Throughout the night, I was woken up many times by loud, mysterious noises. I was too scared to go check on them, and what I found in the morning confirmed that this was the right decision.
Step it somewhere else, Greg. You know, maybe instead of building up your stupid little Legos, you could spend time actually staying up for watch for once. Maybe you could have spent time helping me get the tape on.
I thought it was on.
Yeah, okay. Would you like to explain why to Alex?
Come look at this. The tape on our stop sign failed last night. The Pi Kappa Confederacy entered our home.
Disgraceful. Come here if you want to see something really upsetting. I mean, look at this. This is like a jambalaya of 8 different kinds of STDs. They have to use the picture, man. Only thing I got left at that time. See an oversized load. Show you a fucking oversized load.
This is a very clear warning shot. We're actually very lucky. They rarely show this kind of restraint. Last time they did this to Nero's head. The gunshot didn't make this wound. This was a crime of passion, if you know what I mean.
Come out here, you fucking hippocampus! You think this is funny? You think you're gonna put a hole in a pillow just like you did my old manservant? This is the second time now, you son of a bitch! Well, you just gonna look at me like that? Don't you speak English? Do you speak English? I'm gonna put another hole in your car. I'm gonna put you back in the ground, you son of a bitch.
I guess I should go check on Alagabal. If something's happened to him, I don't want Wheaton to be the one to find him. Here's one of Wheaton's wigs. Who knows what he does with it, but it's certainly concerning that it's so close to Alagabal's room. Alagabal. 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 Come here, Alagabal.
Well, I'm glad Alagabal's okay. I just hope they didn't find our food stashes. We're fucked. This is bad. This is bad. What happened to you? This is bad. Who was Alagabal?
Ah, that little scamp. All right, so Greg and I were out foraging for food in the northwest quadrant of campus whenever we came upon one of the feudal RA dynasties. I think it was Artorius's. We were able to get in through a broken window, and all along the first floor there were just these open doors filled with mountains of corpses, which we later discovered were from his cleansings of the night room checks. So if you tried to escape, they'll just put you out, which they're first years, so they're rather expendable. You know, they haven't really developed and cultivated the tanner's skill set yet. But we did find this one beautiful bouncing baby boy, and I wasn't sure at first, but Greg was like, come on, Wheaton, let's take him back. He'll be useful. And I agreed, and he has just been wonderful. He's been the best manservant we've had yet. out of the three of them, he is the most obedient. He's the most beautiful. He certainly has such an acute sense of smell. That's really allowed him to thrive even after he lost his sight, because back during the Little Ice Age, we all remember that, he tried to escape for some reason. I think he just hadn't fully acclimated to his new room, especially after all of the gifts we bestowed upon him, and he developed photokeratinitis. So now we have to, clothe him in entirely black clothes just to reflect the light. We have to feed him through a tube. We've got to help him use the bathroom, which, speaking of that, actually, it's about time to change his diaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know the answer. Wheaton would call him his servant. Wheaton can say whatever he wants, but I think it's pretty clear that there's something more going on there. I don't know what the correct term would be, but the closest thing I could think of would be GIMP. What makes me think that is I found this drawing next to the sewing machine where Wheaton made a Lugaball's costume. And now you look at it and it already seems, hey, this seems pretty gimpy. But when you turn it over to the back, it flat out says it right there. So Wheaton can say whatever he wants. I know the truth.
So now that the Pi Kappa Confederacy has taken all of our food, we're going to have to go forage around campus, maybe in some dumpsters, trying to find some food. If we can't find any, though, we're going to have to go ahead and head over to the Chinese embassy, which we'd really rather not do yet, but if it starts to get dark and we don't have any food, we have no other choice.
But it probably won't be a problem, because I know how to live off the land. Took plenty of classes on it. I'm going to show old boy here what it's like to be an eco-sexuality major. Plants are for more than just eating.
I just want some food.
Yeah, all right,
Let's go. You got your mask?
Yep. You have one? Okay, great.
I was becoming more and more uneasy with my hosts, and I found their relationship with the Logaball to be rather concerning. Part of me wanted to stay behind and speak with the Logaball when they went to look for food to confirm that he was not being held captive, but the extreme hunger I was experiencing got in the way of my better judgment, and I decided to go with Greg and Wheaton in search of food. We were traveling to the part of campus near where the dirty bomb had been set off by the chemistry department, and I was told to prepare for extremely toxic air.
After the dying, the chemistry students decided to band together and release a dirty bomb here on the northwest quadrant of campus, which resulted in an entire bomb of clarified cow manure going off, leaving the area uninhabitable due to noxious gases. Greg and I are here today to search for food, since all of our other foraging efforts have turned up nothing. Hopefully, we'll be able to find some foodstuffs here in this great big container. So the thing about being an eco-sexuality major is that you've just got to trust in Mama Linka guiding you. I've got 2 dowsing rods on me right now. No problem. Just close my eyes. Let nature flow through me. Let myself become the pearl jam, as it were. Observe. Oh, score! Look at this bad boy. I'll find something else. So what we have here is a fine vegan creme brulee. I recognize these from the old days of Findler Hall myself, back before the dying. I'm sure that the flavor has only augmented itself with the neutrino pounding from the dirty bomb, almost like a fine Chardonnay, a Kubicou, a PBR, if I'm not wrong. So let's dig in, shall we? Would you like the first bite? Would you like to do the honors, Greg?
I'm good.
Always keep a trusty tablespoon on you. You never know what you might need to measure. Bon appetit. It's really hints of oh God.
Wait.
Huh?
You good?
There's the next are the. Sorry, I'm having difficulty. The next are these seed stuff. I believe that you can find these on the mangrove tree. Bumpapa. Greg, I can't bite these.
Are you sure they're edible?
I can't. I think these are
I think
radioactive.
that's an ostrich testicle.
Maybe we should just bring them back to the lager ball.
That's right up his alley. You good? Wait.
Hang on. Oh, we got something, boys. We got a whole feast. None will never go hungry again. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, this is like giving a mama cow a hamburger. You know, this is like giving Bill Gates a PS3. I can't help but think, like, what if the eco-sexuality majors left this year? Like, what if this? I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm just saying, what if this was a sign and they left it here? They knew. They fucking knew I found this. I can't help that I'm white. I can't help that I'm straight.
I thought you were gay.
Ah! Libertas! So, Greg, do you actually know how we're gonna get to the Chinese embassy?
No idea. I'm kind of hoping if we just keep walking east, we'll just sort of stumble upon it.
Uh-huh.
Zhou Jing Wang sends his regards.
Who are you? You from the Chinese embassy?
Just get in the car.
I literally
Good
can't.
enough for me.
It's against my religion.
Are you kidding me? How are you going to get there? You're just going to
I
walk?
don't know.
You don't
I
even
have
know
my
the way.
Listen, man, do you know what my people surrendered to get rid of these things?
That's on you, man. That's your problem.
Okay, all right.
Come on, Alex. There's plenty of room in here.
Now come with me, Alex.
Wheaton refused to travel in a vehicle powered by fossil fuels, so he somehow managed to conjure up this little strange contraption and made his way to the Chinese embassy upon it. While this did delay our journey quite a bit, I have to admit that it was quite entertaining to watch Wheaton stumble around on this strange vehicle. Once I arrived at the Chinese embassy, they would not let me film the exterior, as the location of the building was a secret, and they wanted to hide it from anyone who was trying to track it down. They did, however, let me go inside and film before Greg and Wheaton were allowed to enter. I got some B-roll and explored the house. The home was filled with all kinds of ancient Chinese artifacts that I could tell were extremely valuable. I also got to meet the head of the embassy, Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang was very fascinated with weapons, and I could tell that he was a very, very dangerous man. In addition to weapons, it was also clear that Mr. Wang had a fascination with expensive foreign cars. His role as a smuggler also came as no surprise, due to the large amounts of contraband he had scattered across his home. He had all kinds of expensive whiskeys, dozens of passports, all kinds of counterfeit currency, and once again, whiskey. Mr. Wang also had a fascination with culture, and he had the Marlon Brando scenes from Apocalypse Now playing on repeat on his TV. It was alarming, to say the least.
Stop. You must take off your footers. I must warn you, Mr. Wang is a very mercurial man. Watch what you say.
Go first. Chairman Wang. Ni hao. It is an honor.
Greg Hefner, nice to meet you.
你好，你好。
Check it out.
Wait.
谁啊？
I don't think he liked your little stunt there.
你现在干什么？
Well, the reason we came is that we ordered some supplies from the Torch Society and the Oracle. I know you know the Oracle. And
He told us to come to you, actually.
yes,
Give us your recommendation.
He said he had nothing but great respect for you, great things to say. But
As
he said,
do all of the citizens
as
of
do
Canada.
we, yes. But he said that the anime daimyo intercepted his order from you, and that if we wanted our supplies, we should come to you. So we came here to ask if you could graciously
Allow
give
us to
us
trade. We're
supplies.
more than willing to help with whatever we have.
We don't have any food, and we need food, and we understand that you might have some. So is there any way that we can make some kind of deal?
你知道那个栏墨记我花了多久时间拼了？
I don't really know what that has to do with this.
Well, I mean, I, like yourself, I'm a man of culture, and I also have a manservant back at home. And since we've both recently been struck by the difficulties of the anime daimyo senselessly attacking trade routes, I think you understand how difficult, if I'm not impeding you too much, how difficult it would be if your manservant went without eating for more than half an hour even. Wouldn't you feel great distress?
那你知道，你们站在这里，
You're right. I wasn't aware.
We understand. Sometimes he just tries a little bit too hard. You have to forgive him. It's annoying, I know.
你不知道这个什么东西吗？我为什么要这样做的？啊？你能不能走开？你看到我这里有人吗？
Your Honor, if it's not too much or too self-indulgent, I would like to inquire as to the whereabouts of certain members of the ecosexuality department at Tanner. I know they couldn't have all died. I know there must have been
How
some
is
that
this
survived
the
and
question
fled.
you're asking?
Since you're on the eastern border of campus, surely you must have seen some. Surely one of your men might have taken them in for succor. Please, this is all that I have left. I need to know if any of them survive.
你知道我现在想把你从烟囱里面扔进去，然后扔到天上去啊！你知道我都想把你轰上天了，现在可以把你弄成肉片挂在圣诞树上，你知道吗？
We understand that you're very angry. We understand that my friend and some of his friends have made some great mistakes, but is there any way we can make some kind of deal?
Okay.
Great.
Thank you so much.
After leaving the Chinese embassy, we returned to campus. We made our way past Sorority Village, where we saw a familiar face lurking around the grounds.
So we're currently in the joint dominion of the theater and LGBT kids. Things went all right at the Chinese embassy, but unfortunately they only gave us Chinese food, and I'm allergic to MSG, and Greg...
I'm all American, baby.
Greg's a little wimp. He is a picky eater. But thankfully the theater kids will give you whatever you want, so long as you watch their shitty shows.
Dude, whoa.
Hold on.
What the hell happened here?
Greg, no pulse.
They all have stab wounds.
Wait, this is really familiar.
This is Jack Damon. He's the head of his theater club. Looks like he's still alive. Hey, Jack.
Hey, wake up.
Who did this to you?
He didn't leave a name. All he said was, "Omae wa mo shinderu."
You poor soul. I commend your soul to Mama. I mean, we could either try to break in through one of the windows, or we could search the bodies for keys or something.
I mean, we could, but I mean, do you really think we're gonna be able to find their food even if we get in? I feel like it'd be hidden.
It'd probably take a bit, but I think, if we spent the whole night doing it, we don't really have anything better to do.
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot, but I mean, don't you think we should?
Do you see that? Is that a logger ball?
No way. How did he break out of the house?
Shit. Did you leave the dungeon open again?
Dude, that is not my job.
What the fuck do you
He
mean?
is your sex slave,
Listen,
not
hey,
mine.
escort, who the fuck are you? Rain? Whenever a frat boy does it, it's socially acceptable,
I've
but
never
it's
seen
suddenly a
escort.
moral
I've
quandary.
never seen
All right,
escort
listen. Hey,
take a hood and
hey, Alagaball, come in. I got dickies.
Look at that. He's right. That's the
Listen,
behavior
we'll
of a slave, not
debate
an escort.
the particulars later. You're gonna complain about Nero. Oh!
What are you doing? You got even a long ball. Here.
Spasiba. Alagaball has been a naughty boy, and naughty boys deserve a spanking.
Alagaball, do you know where he is?
What's that sound?
Is that Alagaball?
It'll be okay. Stop it! It'll be okay. We need to get home. We need to get inside. Whoa, wait.
屍踏み越えて進む一歩笑うてよ家畜の安寧虚偽の繁栄しせるか
In the name of my lover, I will send you to Naruto, Samurai.
反撃の闘士だ城壁のその彼方獲物を振るけがほとばしる衝動にその身を焼きながら黄昏に火をがつく
Wheaton is not taking Alagaball's death well at all. He's been in this classroom all day long, just going to town. Come check it out.
Fury of all wrath. Bury them all in dust together, shroud their faces in the grave. Then I myself will admit to you that your own right hand can save you. You hear what I'm saying? Right hand? Do you understand the connection of this? Okay.
He's
We'll
been
start with
alternating back
linear
and forth
motion
from
and
teaching
then move on to curvature,
and being
all
a
right?
student.
He's
lost his
sort of the arrow of God. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes.
Professor, could you explain this in terms of Newton's 86th law?
I'm sorry, what? Fuck off!
So tonight we're going to the Dome of the Rock to free Alagaball's soul. He never felt freer at this place than when he was unleashing his yellow burdens.
Hold on.
the
See
fed-
this?
Can you please have a little bit of
Look at
decorum?
this.
Tonight
Look
I'm
at
going
this.
to free... Is this graffiti?
Look at these vile words. That's just a giant dick.
What does that say?
Who could have done something like this?
Admiring our handiwork, I see.
Colgate.
Get on the ground. That's right, camera boy. You better be filming this. Soon, there's nothing you can do to stop us. Tanner College will be burned and destroyed, and in its ashes will flourish the new satellite campus of Colgate. Now prepare to say goodbye to those pearly whites. What was that?
As I fled from our attacker, I was separated from Greg and Wheaton. After hiding in a bush for several hours, I made my way back to the site of the crime to retrieve my camera and look for Greg and Wheaton. While I found my camera, I did not find Greg and Wheaton. What I did find was the impaled body of the anime assassin leaning against Tanner's trademark rock. I continued searching the area, but I was unable to find Greg and Wheaton. What I was able to find were their empty clothes, abandoned near the rock. It was not clear what had happened, but I was left with no choice but to assume the worst. Greg and Wheaton were dead. While I was greatly saddened by their passing, it gave me a little bit of comfort to know that they died together. After searching all throughout the night, I decided to leave Tanner College in the morning for good. I returned home to begin editing my documentary. After several weeks of work, I came into my office one morning to find an unmarked envelope sitting on my keyboard. I opened it up to find a letter with coordinates on them, telling me to go in 1 week exactly and to go alone. After a week had passed, I made my way to the coordinates and found myself in a surprising location. I was quite a bit early, so I wandered around the campus for a few hours before it was time to meet. I have to admit, after spending so much time at Tanner, it felt strange to be on a college campus that was actually functioning. It was actually quite nice. Hamilton, New York was clearly the exact opposite of Texas City, Ohio. When it came time to meet, I was shocked to find a familiar face heading in my direction.
Alex, my friend, it is wonderful as always to see you. Welcome to Colgate. I mean, as you can see, I've had a complete turnaround on the school ever since actually getting to know it. I've come to believe that most people's anathema towards certain objects, institutions, people, for example, really comes from a lack of knowledge. Truly, I believe it's impossible to hate anything, so long as you have acquired sufficient knowledge on the subject. I would believe that maybe you can hate if you do understand things to the umpteenth degree. For example, I have also completely changed my mind on flora and fauna since coming here. I see now that it was an abject waste of time to study such things, and along with sexuality during my tenure at Tanner, never should have left the Native American Studies class. Watch this. How's that? You see this belt? This is new. Didn't tan anything like this at Tanner. This was mandatory, but I picked it out. You know what this is? This is dead cow. I watched them kill this thing. Now I'm wearing it. I saw them eat the thing, and you know what I did after that? I helped them pick it out with floss. Hamilton's really nice. I live in a reclaimed bungalow. It was made out of fallen wood from Valley Forge. So I feel like I am with nature when I'm in that, but not in a sexual degree, more of in an understanding way. Like, I'll eat you, you can eat me, but you won't. Going back to our past thread of, eating meat, which is what I do because I'm a man. When I tell my wife that, it gets her really hot and bothered. She enjoys me. I'm a delta male. You'll turn. Oh, that? Yeah, that is based on the design of a Greek philosodon. So, would you like to get a better look? Get up closer. You see that white stuff? That's spit. Brushing your teeth is a very communal practice here at Colgate. Filled with plenty of fluoride. Make sure you get that. Very good for your teeth. Opens up your mind. Helps you see into the nth dimension. You know what I mean? That's what's so great about Colgate.
Wheaton seemed to be doing quite well at Colgate, and after showing me around his new campus for several hours, I decided it was time to ask him what had happened after our encounter with the anime assassin and how he had made his way to Hamilton, New York, and Colgate University.
What was the last thing you saw? Okay. Yeah, whenever I came back around to the rock, I saw your camera, and I feared for the worst. It was half broken after seeing what the anime assassin had done to those two Colgate agents. I mean, what was I supposed to do? It ended up kind of working out, though, both that you survived and that those Colgate students died. I personally don't think that they were involved with this school in any way. I think they were false flag actors. I think they were rebels with a bizarre cause to come to our old half-dead school to try and colonize it. I mean, who would ever do something that stupid to begin with? You know what I'm saying? It's just absolutely absurd. But yeah, I was indeed able to fake my own death. I was able to take the clothing of one of the Colgate agents, and I absconded here. Hopped the first train, hobo-wise, to Hamilton, New York. Hopped the fence there. Been here ever since. You know, my misplaced hatred of this school actually ended up being a boon. I was able to learn their customs, their ways, their secrets rather quickly. Able to learn how to brush my teeth in novel fashions. Really interesting. 2 whole minutes, you know. I was always more of a 1 minute kind of guy. Used tree branches too. It's almost comical how different things are now. But yeah, scored myself a job in the admissions department as soon as I graduated, and here I am. Now I'm helping kids make the best decision of their lives. And this is my office. Sure enough, I've actually got to go in a couple of minutes and interview some kids, but you're more than welcome to come film them too, if it'd help your film. Come on in. I'll make you one of my famous dentifrice hot dogs if you'd like. They love them at the parties here, I gotta say. Yeah. This is where the magic happens, my old private womb, or esophagus, as it were. This is where we floss out the detritus of unwanted students. I'm just kidding. We don't let kids get in here unless we've already vetted them. But when they do get in here, I like to make sure they know I'm pretty chill, as it were. But I spend upwards 12 hours a day in here. When I'm not here, I'm home with my wife, making sure that we're doing as much as we can on our...
Knock, knock.
Well, look who it is. The other star of Tanner, that former life. That's just a traditional Colgate greeting. Would you like to affix?
No.
All right, I'm sorry. I forget they have different customs down on in the mailroom.
After we escaped from the anime assassin, I got a job here at the Colgate admissions office in the mailroom. I just deliver the kids' admissions essays and things like that.
You have anything to add, seeing as how Alex is here?
Just happy to be at Colgate, happy to put the dark days of Tanner behind me, and happy to have a job in the mailroom here.
What's that music?
That is the call to brush. We usually do it around 5 times a day. It's a community building activity.
It means it's time to brush your teeth.
Yeah, the toothpisty, as it's known in the ancient Greek. I've already brushed my teeth 3 times today. Twice with my wife, once with Greg. So we're good. We're interviewing anyway, so it's fine.
So, do you guys miss Tanner at all?
Not all. I mean, yeah. Do you? I guess I speak for both of us. I think.
What's Tanner?
Yeah. No, seriously, it's.
Somebody spiked the toothpaste. All of her teeth are falling out.
Did you guys do that?
No.
Slip a tree, brand new shoes for you and me, Michael and his slip a tree, brand new shoes for you and me. Michael had a slipper tree and nothing would it bear but a pair of silver slippers every year. The king and queen's daughter paid a visit to see Michael about his slipper tree. Michael and his slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me, Michael and his slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me. Soon it got around to everyone in town that Michael had company. The king and queen's daughter were trying to find how to get more slippers from that old slipper tree. Michael and the slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me, Michael and his slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me.
slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me. Michael had a slipper tree and nothing would it bear but a pair of silver slippers every year. The king and queen's daughter paid a visit to see Michael about his slipper tree. Michael and his slipper tree, slipper tree, slipper tree, brand new shoes for you and me. Michael and his slipper tree, slipper tree, slipper tree.